It's planning for an October overseas restart, while also revealing a shocking $1 billion loss.
The Qantas boss has a vision. Australians vaccinated and ready to take on the world, lured by cheap fares.
This is going to be a great time for consumers. It needs to be. We need to get people back in the air.
Alan Joyce now believes by the end of October this year, we will be travelling to most Qantas destinations around the world. North America, the UK and Asia.
Places like Bali, places like Japan, places like Korea that were there. We think there'll be a big surge in leisure demand.
And Qantas needs its mothballed fleet in the air as soon as possible. In the last 6 months, the airline lost $1 billion. It shed 8,500 jobs last year. It also received nearly $460 million in JobKeeper payments, paid to those who are stood down and others still working. If international flights do resume in October, all travellers will have to have their vaccination details stored on their phone with a digital pass. That way, the Qantas CEO says there'll be no more need for hotel quarantine.
That shows proof of vaccination, and also if you had required to have a COVID test before travel.
Aviation experts believe the late October resumption is optimistic because it's up to the government to declare international travel is safe enough to reopen.
Things won't snap back to the way they were pre-COVID. There'll be fewer flights. There'll be smaller aircraft, none of the big Airbus A380s. And generally, a lot of people will be more cautious about hopping overseas.
With vaccines slowly being rolled out, Mr. Joyce has his fingers crossed that by April, the airline will be immunised from any domestic border closures. He says the future livelihood of 7,500 Qantas workers currently stood down depends on it. Mark Burrows, 9 News.